former governor of Lagos State, Bola Ahmed Tinubu, vows that he's going to create another team, which is the anti-terror battalion for the insurgency in Nigeria. So, he has brought out his campaign. He has brought out what he's going to do, which was being held and being read at the event which took place not quite long. So, the presidential candidate of the APC, the All Progressive Congress Party, Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu, has promised to establish a highly trained and disciplined anti-terrorist battalion to tackle insecurity in the country. Tinubu's aspiration for a new Nigeria was contained in the 80 pages manifesto tagged Renewed Hope 2023, Action Plan for a Better Nigeria, which was launched yesterday at the Presidential Villa, Abuja. This was launched on the 21st of October 2022. So, that was where a lot of his manifestos are. So, he also assured that the police force will be repositioned to deliver on its primary duties of community policing and maintaining law and order through crime fighting and prevention. Tinubu said that the police personnel will be freed from extraneous duties such as VIP security and guide duties. He said highly trained and disciplined anti-terrorist battalion with special force units will be created. He said their objectives shall be to seize the strategic and tactical initiative given terrorists, kidnappers, and bandits. So, military units will be better equipped with tactical communication gear and new vehicles to give them a greater communication and mobility advantage over criminal, bandits, and also terrorists. We will further modernize our armed force by ensuring that our weapons system, land and sea and air, are capable of addressing current and anticipated security threats in the modern world. This shall also mean the recruitment of people who possess the technical skills required for today's military. So that was part of his manifesto. He's trying to explain what they will actually be doing during his time if he is being elected as the president of this country. The candidate stressed that if elected, his government would reduce the country's dependence on imported foreign military equipment by ramping up domestic production of basic and essential military hardware and equipment, including small arms and ammunition. He added, police reform will be focused on positioning the institution to better deliver on its primary duties of community policing and maintaining law and orders through crime fighting and prevention. Police personnel will be freed from extraneous duties such as VIP security and guard duties. VIP securities and provision of security for government building, installation, and other critical assets will be transferred to the Nigeria Security and Civil Defense (NSCDC). The NSCDC will be evaluated and reformed to be better integrated with our internal security apparatus. So, Tinubu explained that his government also would implement measures to eliminate attack on vital national infrastructure, saying this would be known as Critical Infrastructure Protection (CIP) plan. He added that the integral to this effort will be the deployment of modern technologies, tools, and equipment to end crude oil theft, prevent vandalization of national assets, and reduce to the barest minimum environmental pollution of the Niger Delta. So, this was part of his manifesto, which is known as the Renewed Hope. The event was held on the 21st of October 2022 at the Presidential Villa, where he presented this to the people at the event. He presented it to Nigeria, and it's an 80-page manifesto where he's talking about what we actually be doing if he's been elected. And this is part of what we already mentioned. He said he'll be working on reforming the police and working on anti-terror personnel. The police will be focusing more on the community work, on community policing. Like, they have to work more on the community, and they'll be released from working with VIPs. We have a lot of policemen, a lot of VIPs, a lot of people that have the policemen in their house, in their custody. When they want to go out, the policemen have to just be on the patrol to guide them and take them out. Try to just protect their lives. So he said he'll be working on this, and he'll be finding a way to reduce these and make it not much again. So he's trying to replace, in his manifesto, he said he'll be replacing this with the NSCDC, and thank God the NSCDC are already armed. So he said they'll be replaced with the NSCDC. So the NSCDC will be doing much of the VIP work and guide work. So this will relieve the policemen on the work they are doing, so they'll be able to focus on what is happening in the community. So he also stressed on the things on banditry and terrorism and stuff like that. He said there will be less dependent on foreign ammunition from the abroad, from international countries. He said there will be much of local stuff that will be made in Nigeria. A lot of ammunition and stuff will be made in Nigeria. They'll be working on tools and stuff to make weapons and stuff locally in the country. So it won't be, they have to just be ordering for ammunition anywhere. So in this aspect of the manifesto, is trying to talk on how we'll be tackling the insurgency which is happening in Nigeria. So he said it will be creating an aspect in the military which will be majorly on anti-terrorism, and these guys will be mainly focused on this, and with the help of the other military parastatals in the country. So this manifesto was being read out, and people gave him an applaud, and he stated what he'll be doing on each aspect of on each section of his section. There was a section where he said he will fight corruption, the way the President Buhari has done. He will fight corruption like that way, and you can see that there are a lot of personnel outside the EFCC working very well now. You can also see the NDLA working seriously to just reduce the amount of criminal offense in this country. So this is all we have for you. Do not forget to subscribe to our channel if you're a new viewer. Thank you so much.